I just want to know. I just want to know, do y'all discuss Jesus? Because when we start talking about y'all sports team, I see a different kind of passion come through. You know, come on, who is it down there in Colombia? What's your college? Oh, yeah. But do you call Jesus' name like that? Do you holler Jesus? Yeah.
You had your eyes closed when you said that.
That's when you're serious, when you close your eyes. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's just sharing a little bit of the fun that we have off camera. So we're very happy and ecstatic to talk to you. I did not realize until maybe a couple of days ago that this is Third Wednesday and we talk about finances. So this is not sexy and it's probably going to be boring to some people. But one CPA said the best money advice is usually boring and unsexy, which explains why no one wants to hear it. So I want to welcome all of you in. Thank you for joining me from the Mother Campus, Greenwood, 210 Pansy Road, Hodges, South Carolina, and all those that follow us down there in that area. Clinton, McCormick, Abbeville, and thank you for the upstate. Thank all of you that in the Malden, Simpsonville, Easley, all the surrounding areas, and of course to our virtual campus, as well as our international constituents. So we're going to talk about successful living this evening, and a couple things that I'm going to share with you briefly because it's the holidays. So we headed that way, and a lot of people are going to spend money. But I'll say it again, the best money advice is usually boring and unsexy, which explains why no one wants to hear it. But I want to start out with this. More than 70% of apologies are meaningless. Excuse me. Ask me why that's important.
Why is that important?
People continue to make excuses about their money and their spending habits. So when a person says that I'm not going to do this again, you only can believe maybe 15% of that. Because the rushes of excitement and the rushes of saying that I'm able to do it will always overwhelm a financial budget. So it says more than 70% of apologies are meaningless. So then my thought to you this evening in brief is, when are we going to stop making excuses for bad spending habits? Most people don't live with a budget, and then they have bad spending habits. And so the question becomes, we need to work toward putting in sustainable principles. And we had a conversation off camera, and I can't remember what was the quote that we wrote.
Build your future, not your moment.
So what I would say to you is that this climate that we're in right now, this is a time to really make sacrifices, and that's a word many people don't want to hear. If you don't have investors and you don't have a venture capital funding, then you're going to have to make sacrifices. And many people are intoxicated on the moment. And so let's say, what was that quote again? Build your future, not your moment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to share something with you. Now, this is going to hurt. That's why I said it's going to be a real short class. You should be on the budget. Your family should be on the budget. Yes, your spouse should be on the budget. And your pet should be on the budget. I didn't hear crickets. I'm going to say this.
Amen.
You should be on the budget. You because, and I don't know if I'm going to get this right. Your latter you will not be happy with your present you because you never put anything away for you. I'm going to say that again. Your latter you. So what do you mean? When you get to 60, we were just off camera talking about a gentleman who was 67, 68, 70 years old. And here's the point. Are we rushing to get a $700 SSS check? When we say we can't live on the $18 to $25 to $35 an hour that we're making, and we're spending this for one critical reason, is society makes us think, one, impulse buying, and two, we're trying to have something. But the difference in having something and having something of value is completely different. Most people don't spend money on things that are valuable. What do you mean? They will wear a $300 pair of frames when they can get the same wear out of a pair of $8 frames. The lenses are about $500. Well, if you need trifocus like me, you're farsighted, nearsighted, and you can't read, and then you can't read with glasses. So you paid all that money to still be talking about where is the basic financial steps that teach you how to make your money. Who wrote this book? Okay, so your latter you, when you get to 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, what do you have to rely on? Most people they don't have a closet full of clothes. They have a closet full of flea market material. Because either it don't fit, and it didn't fit when you bought it, or you bought it because it was fashionable, and now it's out of style.
That is so wrong.
They had mustard seed faith that they could get in an outfit. You're absolutely right. So the question becomes, when are we going to stop making excuses for bad spending habits? Work toward putting in sustainable principles, everyday financial principles. Let me give you a word that most people don't understand. Yield. Quick example. You go spend $45 on a meal that fills you up and it meets the later. Okay? When you could have went to the store and purchased something that will give you 4 or 5 meals for $45. Now watch this. Because you don't value your home, you don't invest in your home, because if you fix the atmosphere in your home, you can learn how to cook, and if you're a couple, you can learn how to cook together and create some restaurant-style meals and not spend all that money. I went out today for a meeting and paid $45 for 2 eggs. I said, what? And a piece of ham that I didn't even eat. My counterpart ate the ham, and he had 2 scrambled eggs and some grits. And so I took the bill. Then I had to leave a $10 tip because he's not somebody that you could just, and put $1 up there, especially when he know everybody's name. And I said, man, I'm out about $50 for 2 eggs. I said, man.
It's expensive.
$25. 1 egg each.
Yes, for a spoon and fork that I could have got at the drive-thru. But I'm just saying, what can I say? And just tell them I'm gonna eat in the car. You go ahead and get yours, bro. I'm gonna eat in the car.
I'll bring mine.
Yeah. And I'll say this real quick. You should be, yes, you should be on a budget. And ask me why.
Why?
How many people have a holiday budget between now and January 1st?
None of them.
How many people, thank you, one person, know as two, okay, know exactly what they're going to spend and what they're not going to spend, and they're not going to be influenced by the pressures of everybody else. What you getting me for Christmas? Nothing. And people are going to get shocked on Thanksgiving because especially when you have all these family events and somebody didn't bring what they were supposed to. So somebody got to be big hot chocolate. And I'll go to the store and just get a cooked turkey. $60 for a turkey? I would fry some of y'all for free. For free. And somebody's going to go to the store at the last minute, and a turkey that you could have gotten for $13 or $14, you're going to pay $60 to $75 because the later it gets to 12 o'clock, the more expensive it's going to be. So you should be on the budget. Your family should be on the budget. Yes, your spouse. Yes, men, you need to be on the budget. It's just not women. Crickets. I need to get me some sound bites so it just be crickets. Should be on the budget. And yes, your pet, because sometimes we spend money on pets. I see a pet lover, they just laugh. I need you. Ooh, no, it made me Jesus. I was just finna get a rough for your Christmas outfit. Winslow got 6 outfits that he can't wear and don't fit. Winslow, yes. And Winston, you know, all these pets have these names. And see, here's the thing that people don't get. People don't remember what didn't cause them pain. See, pain is one of the easiest things to forget. When you had to struggle and work and you were in college and you had to eat, what do they call them?
Ramen noodles.
It's like ramen noodles. The college, what about you? Ramen noodles. All that sodium just, and eat 4 of them, put them in the hot water.
Little cans of weenies.
No, you gotta only eat one. You gotta save it for the week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I almost said something. I know what it called right. I was gonna say that's why they ain't nobody have to be on a diet when they in college because they ain't nothing to eat.
Go get some grass.
Yeah, we used to have hot eyes and be cooking okra. Man, my mama taught me how to cook okra.
What's hot eyes?
A hot eye. He don't even know what a hot eye is.
It's a small little stone about that big.
Oh.
And it turns red. Touch it if you want to. God bless you and whoever coming to get you. Now, because here's what happens. What we need everybody to do, better money decisions. This is the time between now and next week because Black Friday. Why don't you go on strike against Black Friday? If you don't have the cash, it's not budgeted. Look, fix your face. You don't have the cash, it's not budgeted. Look, somebody, this is why I'll be glad when we get the robotic cameras. When we get people putting their hoodies on, they count them down. See if you can make it through Thanksgiving and Christmas without using your credit card. Without using your credit card, because listen, every media outlet is going to be flashing things. You can, a 30-minute program now going to take an hour and a half because of commercials. Commercials went from 30 seconds to now you get 6-7 minutes worth of commercials.
Your crickets.
Yeah, here's the crickets right here. Build sustainable principles. Listen, old behaviors and habits don't unlock new doors. Most of those people that you purchased something for last year didn't even come up to the same value that you purchased it. So here it is, old behaviors and habits don't unlock new doors. You're going to have some type of financial stability to unlock your future. Nobody's letting you in for free. And I know they're not letting me in. Old behaviors. You know, it's like Valentine's Day. Don't nobody want to be alone. So you go get old Snackatooth Willie. Because you don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day. You go get a one-eyed cricket, because you don't want to be alone. So you're going to find somebody if you don't have to do nothing but go to the local Waffle House. Because you're going to come back and tell your friends you was on a date. Come on now.
They only got 2 teeth in their head.
Go ahead, blow the whistle. That was a little low.
And they only got 2 teeth in their mouth.
Yeah. And they mad because they wanted to be at the Waffle House with they date. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. You have to focus on, I told you we get out of here. Go ahead and laugh. those that ain't laughing cussers. Just go ahead and laugh. Tell me, this ain't church. He's talking about Friday. I can't stand him. Okay. Well, then lay down and take it.
How you gonna make it to church with no money? Gas.
Catch an Uber.
That costs money as well.
And watch him decline your card.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to drive you back.
Then they gonna take their car and walk it
Everybody,
off and try to
it's
slide
like
it
the
again.
gas station. Everybody want their money before you get their product.
I'm gonna have to take it to the police station now.
So I really want you, if you get nothing else, we have to work our way out of bad money decisions. I'm going to talk to I asked a couple people, okay, this is the other quote, but it's said a different way. Will your future self be angry with your present self? Because most people will have, hopefully, moderate health, but will your future self? This is for every man. You may say, you got it. Yes, you do today. But what happens when you have that child that's unique and special and have a gift from God and nobody's going to support them? You have to have the resources to be able to put that child, I think Simone Biles, put that child in an atmosphere where he or she can grow and bloom. If you, now, I'm being very honest, if you cannot and don't have good health insurance, then people will label your children in elementary school that will affect them in high school. Yeah. Because you don't have the resources. Because this is why I wrote this piece. Will your future self be angry with your present self? So what do you mean? Well, I'm making 6 figures. Well, how are you handling those things? I don't need to handle it. I can just go eat. You need to take 65% of that and put it to work for you. Because you're not guaranteed to have that. And everybody need an income outside of their paycheck. Everybody. Everybody. Well, I don't want to do this. The Bible says despise not small beginnings. And I was sharing with someone off camera. Everybody's not your customer. I understand with my audience that everyone's not my audience. Why are you laughing? Somebody said they didn't like me? You just here because your husband here, okay? She like, oh, I left this place 5 years ago. Who if I make it 10? Oh, I can't stand here. Oh, Jesus, help me, Holy Ghost. Oh, shut up. It's not for everybody. I've said this from day one. God gave me the ministry. God searching for real people who have real issues, searching for a real God who has real solutions. The Bible says, know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. God implied to the gospel that if you follow him, you don't have to be trapped by man. This is why he said in Galatians 5:1, stand fast in the liberty wherewith Christ. See, in 70%, and I'm not going to talk about this tonight, but probably Sunday when I'm back, I'm going to talk about unlocking your dreams. Because 70% of dreams have hidden messages. And the problem is you had the dream, but you're not in contact with God to seek the revelation of your dream. And you can't get that revelation just by asking God. You have to get that revelation by staying and seeking the face and the presence of God. And for that revelation to come to fruition, you're going to have to wait. It doesn't happen overnight. God's not a microwave God. So now, here's the thing. Sowing, which is investing in something that was sold repeatedly back into you. What are you sowing? What are you investing in? Into something that was sold back into you, that you will reap a greater harvest. What was the quote that we came up with?
Build your future, not your moment.
Build your future, This is a time in the month of November. This is not the time to sit down and cry and talk about all the things that wasn't and can't happen. This is a time to say, come spring, I want to be in a better financial position. I want my behavior with money to shift. If you shift your money, your health will get better. Because you can't be cognizant in one area and then living on Gilligan's Island on the other level. So the question becomes, sowing, invest in something that will sow repeatedly back to you. Ask me why this is critical. If your health fails, you have created a sustainable process that someone in your family or your business partner can continue it and your family will do it. Let your job let you go. Many people will lose their house, they'll lose their car, they'll lose their health insurance. They will, because everything the average person had is tied to the pockets of somebody else. This is a time to take this time now and go before God. And so here's the thing that we didn't have. Some of you can attest to this. We grew up when you didn't have phones, cell phones. We grew up in the beeper age. For you millennials and Gen Zs, search Google beeper. When we got a beep, we had to go to a payphone if you didn't have a dime. And Lord, don't let it be your mama calling or beeping you. And some of us were before the internet ever came along. Look at his face. You see, he's like, what? You walk with Jesus?
No, you walked up to school You walked to school up hills both ways in the snow while it's blizzarding.
No, it wasn't all that. We was in the South. It wasn't all that. We're not gonna start telling lies on TV. Y'all can tell lies on your own, but what I'm saying is, we were before the internet. There were no video games when we came along. There was outdoors, a backyard with a tree and a rock and a stick. And mud pies. And you bet not break Miss Pearl window. Yeah. Especially if you wasn't supposed to be outdoors. And your bigger brothers and sisters say, oh, we can do it. Let's go. We'll get back here before mama comes. That's fine unless you break somebody's window. Or your neighbor tell them, yes, Miss Pearl, they was outside all day. Everybody know they just got the death sentence in the house. Now these kids can't even look up and say hello. They're on these gadgets. And so we were before the internet. Yes. Yes. And if you had a TV, it was black and white.
You had 3 channels.
And it was off, yes.
It went off at night.
Yes, it went off. It went by 3 channels, it went off. I know some people like, what? What was that back in the 8th century? Yes. Yeah, you see that flag waving? Here's my closing. You can't put a penny in and then try to get $1 out. How much of your money are in places that brings you 0 return? Name brands. You just want to spin it. You want to spin it, not spun it, spin it. Not spend it, spin it. So we fatten the pockets of other people, and when we hit hard times and get in a real recession, we have no sustainable income. So I say as I close, this is a time to build better money decisions. God bless you.